Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we are doing the Motorway range test in the Mercedes-Benz EQA 350 4MATIC. So in this video, we're going to find out just how far this car can go on a full charged battery on the motorway at motorway speeds. And then at the end of the video, we're going to put this car into the charge to see how it actually stacks up against the competition. Will it do good? Will it do bad? Will it do as expected? And how close to that WLTP rated range of 411 kilometers are we able to get today? So the conditions today, not the best, but not the worst either. 3 degrees Celsius. We're still transitioning from winter to spring here in Norway, but the weather is overcast and we do have damp roads. We'll have a tailwind on our way up to Mjøs Tower of about 4 meters per second, which will be a headwind on our way down. And as per usual, guys, we're starting here at Skedsmosenteret. We're going north to the Mjøs Tower and then back again 233 kilometers round trip on the motorway with speed limits of 110 kilometers an hour. That's about 70 miles per hour. And also per usual, this video is sponsored by Eviny Bilkraft. They are one of the largest providers of lightning fast and rapid charging here in Norway. And if you want to support the channel, you can download their app. It will be linked in the description box down below for both Android and Apple. It's pretty awesome. It won't only show you, the cost and the charging speed, it will actually give you a charging curve of your charging session. So you'll find that link in the description box down below. So we're at 90% charge now. We're going to go to 100 and then I'll see you guys on the road. We've now covered 51 kilometers, been on the road for 29 minutes, and we're passing the Minnesundbrua. We can check the windsock, and it seems to be quite calm. That does not look like 4 meters per second. And also looking at the Mjøsa, seems quite calm. So the big question is, do we really have that tailwind of 4 meters per second? Because if we look at the consumption, 22.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and well, the roads are damp. And we do have light rain. I don't know if it's impacting, the consumption that much because it's damp, barely wet. I mean, you can see from the cars in front here, there's barely any spray kicking off the tires. So, I mean, it's not wet, it's just damp. So the question is, will we really have any higher consumption on our way down with a headwind, if we really do have much of a headwind? That is the big question. But I have to say, guys, that this car, after having, the Mustang Mach-E GT for a week, this is a very nice surprise. I mean, I've driven the EQA before. I like the EQA. Unfortunately, videos on this car do not perform well on my channel. I mean, the videos have I did it last summer. I was going to make a lot of videos, but I didn't because the videos just got really poor views. So let me know down below, are you interested in the EQA? Or are there other cars in this segment that you guys would rather see? I like the EQA, even though it can get pricey, this being the 350 4MATIC with all the bells and whistles. This car, as it sits with all the options, is 668,000 kroners. That's 67,000 euros. So yeah, pretty expensive. I mean, you could probably move into an EQC for not much more money. You can have a really nice equipped EQC. But that being said, what I do like about this car is that it is small, it's compact, and you still, get a really nice Mercedes interior. I mean, the quality is nice, you still get a lot of the tech, and it is quiet and comfortable. Especially the comfort in the suspension is what impresses me with this car. I really do like it. And you get all, the nice switchgear, you get all the nice Mercedes tech. So if you live in a big city, I really can't understand why you'd choose this in front of a much bigger EQC. But yeah. Okay, so we're going to continue on now, guys, and I'll catch up with you when we get to our turnaround point at Mjøstårnet. On our left-hand side, we have the Mjøs Tower, or Mjøstårnet, the tallest residential and habited wooden building in the world. And also on the right side here, we have our exit. We have to exit before we forget it. So this is our turnaround point, guys, and as you guys can see from the road surface, it's dried up. So for the past 30-40 minutes, it's been dry. So about half our trip, which is really nice. And our consumption as we enter this roundabout here drops to 22.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So now really the real test begins as we head back to Skedsmo, back towards Oslo, south on the motorway, to see if our consumption rises or drops. Yeah, that will be really interesting. And also the temperature here is 2.5 degrees Celsius. It's been stable between 2 and 3 degrees Celsius. And also, guys, as per usual on these tests, I always run the car in the most efficient mode. So if a car has any, driving modes, we always run it in eco or efficiency or whatever they call it. A car that doesn't have it, like Polestars for example, we just run it in normal mode. So this car has eco mode, we're running it in eco mode, and I think it, defaults to rear wheel drive only. And yeah, and also before we just hop in here, we're gonna go and check the actual, let's see, the battery percentage. This car does not have an EQ button on the, yeah, what happened there? What happened there? What? Okay, yeah. I'm going to check that off camera, guys, so I can have one hand on the steering wheel. But this car does not have an EQ, its own dedicated EQ button to shortcut into how much battery you have left, which is a bit annoying. I remember the EQC and also the EQS has that. But okay, guys, we're going to head on now, and I'll catch up with you when we get back to Skedsmo. Okay, this is our exit. A little bit of traffic on our way back towards Oslo. So that is reflected in the timer, or on the timer. So we're gonna stop it here once we enter the roundabout. We're gonna stop it at around 2 hours and, yeah, it's gonna be 2 hours and 6 minutes. We're gonna just stop it here. It would have gone on for another 10 seconds, but we just round it down. So, okay, we're here with 12% battery, and consumption has now risen to 24.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So let's see if we can just get a clean reading there. 24.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is, yeah, a little bit higher. So that has increased quite a bit. It means we did have a headwind on our way back, and yeah. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to connect to the chargers up here, and then we're going to see what kind of charging speed we do get now after 2 hours and 6 minutes on the road, guys. Okay, guys, we are now connected and charging. So we connected to the charger at 12%, and the speed just crept up quickly, and we're now at 101 kilowatts. I think the peak speed of this car is 100 kilowatts, so that's pretty nice. We're now currently at 16% or 17%, and that is because, well, it takes me a little bit of time to get back in the car. For you guys who don't know, I'm on crutches now after a surgery about, well, it's almost 2 months ago now. And yeah, so it takes me a little bit of time to get from the charger, which is on the right side of the car because the charge port is on the rear right side. But yeah, I mean, it just crept up quickly, connected, and we were at like 12 kilowatts, and it just keeps on climbing. So that's pretty nice. It shows you that just after a few hours on the road with this car, you're getting peak speed from this 150 kilowatt charger. Before we enter this video, let's take a look at the consumption, the battery pack size, and then calculate theoretical range. So this EQA 350 4MATIC has a net battery capacity of 66.5 kilowatt hours. So we take that number, divided by today's consumption, 24.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and then subtract about 3% in heat loss, we get a theoretical range under today's conditions of 261 kilometers. So if you look at the chart, we are towards the bottom of the chart. So it looks quite bad, but if you look at the numbers where it's compared to the WLTP rated range, we're at 63.5% of the WLTP rated range, which is about, mid-pack par for the course. But considering that it is a bit cold today, we did have some rain, we did have some wet and damp roads, it is not too bad. And also considering that this car shares its platform, its underpinnings with an internal combustion engine. This is basically just the electric version of the Mercedes-Benz GLA. It is not too bad. You look at the other cars that have, scored around 60-65% are dedicated EV platforms. So considering that, and that this has a proper, tall ride height, it has nice ground clearance, and then you sit up high, yeah, that is not too bad. But still though, Mercedes.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't need any assistance. Cancel. Yeah, so if you say the name of...
Sorry,
cancel.
I can't help you with it right now.
Yeah, cancel. Okay. Yeah, so don't say the name of the car while in the car. I forgot that. It will prompt the voice commands. But okay, considering, where was I? Considering all of that, this car, 411 kilometer WLTP rated range, 261 kilometers, it is okay, But yeah, it's not towards the top of the class. You can see some of the best cars in the cold score like 75, above 75% of their WLTP rated range. So, I mean, it is what it is. Other than that, I do like this car as a package. It's just not as popular as I thought it was going to be with you guys as a viewer. So let me know down below. Do you like this car? Don't you like this car? If you don't like this car, what other car are you considering at this price point? And why don't you like the EQA 354 Matic? Yes, this particular car is expensive, but you can get it in a 250 with front wheel drive, and I think that car makes a lot more sense. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.